Fresh out the box.
Oh no, the windows are all messed up. I didn't fix them before the stream started. But hey, welcome to Fantasy Age from Green Room Publishing. I am the board game guru, game master extraordinaire, Jahananan.
It's me, Casualty CDG, co-host of Fresh Out the Box, where we most certainly keep things fresh and do not leave them inside of boxes.
I am AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, variety video game and tabletop Twitch streamer. And yeah, reprising my role as Harzar Steelflame, the orcish, drakish envoy of the Nagami tribe.
And 'tis I, Aaron Bombier. I'm a game designer with Adventure Sling Productions, which is pretty cool. But tonight, tonight I'm back as Temo Pab, the.
Are you okay, Corbinian?
Temo Pab, the bodyguard for Harzar Steelflame.
Fucking took you out, buddy. What's that? Fucking someone drank his giggle juice today.
Well, apparently my thing isn't cool because I didn't say it. It's cool.
You didn't
so
say it.
fine.
You didn't qualify it. Yeah, you got to qualify it. That's exactly right.
Rest of
Otherwise, how would they know?
Mine's the cool thing.
You see, it made me also feel less cool. I was like, damn, I should have said I was cool.
I was like, wow, the shame.
My bad, y'all.
Also, while we're at this crossroads, Fresh Out the Box is a cool show. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, now I've been headed off. If I do it, I'm just on the bandwagon. Sorry,
Unrelated.
I'm okay now.
Unrelated, this show's really cool.
Jesus.
All right, I got the last label in place. All right, what's going on? Everybody's laughing. All right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, John, you're cool. We're talking about how cool you were.
Dude, you know, like, I know you're kidding, but man, that would make me really happy. I'm very needy emotionally.
Yeah, we should have been.
Yeah.
We should have been talking about how cool you were. That would have made this whole thing better.
I never tire of hearing how great I am because I never hear how great I am. Hey, Vampire Bites, thank you so very much for 35 months.
35 months. Thank you, Sean. That's Vampire Bites. That's the homie.
That's the Vampire Bites. Vampire Bites, love you. The best. Number one. Until someone else subscribes and then they're number one. But, you know, for now, you're number one. I'm just kidding. You're number one forever. All right, so.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Where we last left off of Fantasy Age, you traveled from the city. Oh, yeah, I guess I should catch Gary up a little bit on some of the stuff couple crazy things happen. If 35 months of subs isn't proof that you're awesome, Jahan, I don't know what to say. That's fair.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. So last I heard, we were in this town. We were gonna go back west to the Valley of the Star, but then the entire environment changed. Everything changed.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw a wrench in things.
Yeah, the earth shook, mountains formed before your very eyes, the town shuddered, parts collapsed, and then you joined a Thieves Guild mission to excavate a black market area for some goods. We kind of ended that one a little sooner just because of who was present and whatnot, but you guys managed to get out of there with some knickknacks and some paddywhacks intact. Nice. And made it back to the palace, during which time shenanigans ensued. Shit started going down. Chaos erupted in the city as people started to... everyone knows what bending is. People started essentially doing elemental bending stuff all over the place. A maid was lighting bushes on fire on accident. People were making the earth rumble, that kind of thing. Obviously they're not actual benders. It's just, they're exhibiting elemental magics out of nowhere. But yeah, there's a thick, palatable,
Yeah.
Palpable. There you go.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
There's a palpable amount of strange magic in the air. And you guys conducted a bit of an investigation, found some stuff out, and it led Hazar Steelflame to conclude that they should consult the Ancient Ones, being the Fae. After that, you got a map from Bai Shi, the sorcerer, after consulting him about stuff. That led you to a grove. On your way to this grove, you witnessed a lot of the changes in the earth. You actually, during a camping scene, were assaulted by a sentient rock creature, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that rocked.
Yeah, he did it!
You did it too. You had to qualify that it was cool, which Corbinian liked.
I don't know what's happening tonight, but I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was fun. It's very cool. Yeah, tonight's cool. So, God, now I know what's happening, and it's upsetting me. All right, so after that, you continued on, confronted an orc tribe that had a Fae captive, convinced them they should let it go, which annoyed me, but you did it. And then they started a prayer circle to pray that your offering of the Fae back to her people will help appease the gods of whatever crazy calamitous concoctions they have going on in their deity domes. So you guys, after sending some anti-gravity rocks, which was pretty fun too, cool if you will, you made it to a floating glen, in which there is a ancient stone coffer covered in runes. That's more or less where we pick up. Hazar, you used your fledgling magics to imbue power into this coffer in order to try to awaken it, to summon some sort of Fae creature. Very shortly after doing so, you look across this stone coffer to see the back of some dark-haired humanoid with a rich black cloak with his back to you. This whole area is surrounded by a layer of trees, but you are elevated. I will remind you that if you fall off this platform, it's a long way down. So, it's pretty big though, Gary. Don't worry, it's not like it's a pretty big area.
How we get up here?
You climbed up some floating rocks.
All right, so we got to climb back down floating rocks if shit hits the fan.
More or less,
as it
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good. I'm good. We're here.
To the figure, I say, "Hello." Kind of wave in their direction, like I'm not sure if they actually can hear me or if I'm just like up, looking upon them from afar.
They'll look up and to the left. You still can't see them. They just kind of look around a bit, and like they put an ear towards you as if they're listening. It is a very long, pointy ear.
Over this way.
It'll
I'm just
slowly turn to look at you. Before you is a richly dressed Fae creature of some sort. You're not sure. They are sort of lanky, but more or less filled out. Just not overly buff or anything. Sort of androgynous, with long black hair, pointy ears, and deep purple eyes. Completely purple. No pupil, iris, nothing. Just solid purple eyes.
purple and purple sort of thing.
Yeah, and they'll look at you. They have kind of darker skin. They are a dark-skinned Fae. And it'll just look at you.
Hello, greetings. I'm Harzar Steelflame, envoy of the Nagami tribe from the Valley of the Star. I come to ask of you to enlighten us to the new change of magic. We're hoping that you may know something, or your people may know something.
They'll look you up and down. and sort of a curious glance. Like you can see their wheels turning as they look at you, and then they're gone. And then it's standing next to Temo, like looking her up and down, sort of getting kind of invasive and being a little too close. What kind of creature are you? He'll like grab your arm and like lift your arm, and he'll let go. Do you let your arm fall, or do you
No,
jerk
I
it back?
like snatch my arm back kind of in the same
Ooh.
moment that he let go.
They'll. Ooh.
And I have one hand on my like on the top of my throwing axe against my hip. I'm not drawing it, but like it's there.
He did just jump scare you suddenly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll sort of walk around to the other side of the stone coffer.
You know, I sought to ask you the same thing. You don't look like any elf I ever seen.
As they get to the other side, it'll go down. You don't see them anymore.
Down like into the stone or down the gravity path?
They went behind the stone box in the center of the glade and like went down.
I'm gonna like
Like
step forward and peek around the box. Like, did he walk down like stairs behind it?
There are no
Okay.
stairs, and they are gone. And then it's like right next to Cedric's face. Like you'll see from off camera, like Cedric's making that face, and then you'll just see the face like peer
Yeah, I'm
in.
looking down at the stone. Must be some kind of stone magic.
What are we looking at?
Yeah.
Strange creatures indeed. You come to ask me questions.
Yeah, forget Fae live forever. They have lots of time for games.
Lots of time, yes, but never games. No, not games. Not in the way you think of them.
I'm not sure if you have seen Good Elf, but there is a transformation of the land on here in the regular world. Mountains streaming forth, people imbued with magic suddenly, uncontrollably, and people are trying to get a grasp and understanding of it. And
You'll see
they
them
are-
walk to the edge of the platform, which is, it's not like right there. It's like they walk for a minute, and looks down, lets out a whistle. You know, one of those like, wow, look at that. You don't say. He'll look like, you know, you pointed out that the sky was blue kind of thing.
Yes, and even the map, what old map that remains, well, it does not track with the land anymore. So I'm hoping that maybe perhaps one more connected with the magics and the arcana will have a more in-depth understanding.
They'll fall backwards off of the platform.
I rush over to the edge of the platform.
Like the first, after you take like 2 steps, they're sitting on the box in the, amongst you, and like he's sitting there now, kind of like with an arm in between his legs and like kind of like putting his feet up and down. Did you come here to ask a good question, or did you just want to state the obvious all day?
Well, the question is, what is happening here?
A good one. A good question. A deep mystery for your kind. Never before have you lived through such times, and never shall you again. Probably. If you want me to answer your question, you must answer mine. A tit for tat, if you will.
The Nagami are always friends of the Fae folk. Ask what you will.
At night they come without being fetched, and by day they are lost without being stolen. What are they?
Time, I would suppose.
Here, I'll put it in the chat so you can might be easier if you can read it. I'm hitting you guys with some riddles. I found some good ones online. I didn't make them up.
Stars.
Ha! For one that never sees them, you sure did come to that quickly. Impressive. Ask your
I'm
question.
well read.
Ask your question again. Be careful. He's looking at you, Hazar.
It's just staring at him. Not an angry look, just measuring the guy.
He looks like he's smiling, but those eyes, it's just, they're so alien.
Nothing but parlor tricks. All he does is dash here, dash there. I don't think he could fix this if he wanted to.
What is causing this conflagration, this change in the world around us?
Still a good question. Well, you certainly had a hand in it, no? Meddling with the heart of the world. Interesting choice. But now that it is here, well, things are changing. There is something in the air. It makes things more exciting, I think.
Is the world in danger from all this?
I
I suppose you have a question.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah, feel free.
I never was, am always to be. No one ever saw me, nor ever will, and yet I am the confidence of all, to live and breathe on this terrestrial ball. I'll put it in the chat.
Air.
Not so quick on this one, I see.
Never was, am always to be. I shrug. Air is.
He sits amused, staring at you guys, trying to ponder it. Mortal lives are fleeting. I would hurry before you expire.
You're looking at three peoples who live fairly long, as I recall.
You could live as long as me and still never see. There is a hint that I give you guys. Just for
I'll take another.
Huh?
I'll take another guess. I just didn't want to be the only person guessing. I'll take
Feel free to
another
guess
shot.
it again. I have things bouncing around in my head.
Base.
space.
Space.
Well, space, I guess, never is.
And always will be.
Kind of.
You'll never see it. You never will.
No, it doesn't say always will be. Always to be.
Always to be.
Yeah. But the hint is it never comes.
Oh, there's tomorrow. Tomorrow never. Tomorrow. Never.
Ah, it dawns on him.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I never was, am always to be. No one ever saw me, nor ever will. Tomorrow never comes. Yeah.
And yet I am the confidence of all.
It is only ever today. Yeah, as in they have confidence that you will be. I picked old-timey ones, so they might be a little tough to understand.
Oh, no, he's
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're
jabbering
figuring it out.
at him, making fun of his riddle at him. At the character, not you.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Ask your question.
Is the world in danger of this new change?
Change can be good, change can be bad. Danger is abound. Everything will change. Soon.
But it's a change, not a destruction. Okay. Clarification, not a
Your world is not shattering apart, no. It is merely awakening.
Oh. That's not so bad. Although I imagine many cities will mind that.
You know how the humans will be once they get a hold of magic.
Well, more so than they already have, anyway. It'll do them good to be connected with the Arcana. Does everyone good, really.
It will do societies a whole lot of bad. I can already see these people trying to raise armies of the dead, making undead statues of themselves. The old magics, there's a reason they were severed.
It's bad enough that they're shooting fire from their hands when they're not even trying to.
Imagine
even
what they
without-
could do with a little effort.
Yeah, you speak of old dark magics of the time before, the time of nightmares. This magic predates that by
This is what I fear.
by an age. These are the primordial winds awakening to scour the earth.
The strong will persist, and the foolish will be weeded away, such as the way of the natural world.
The world may be cleansed by fire. Right now, we're seeing it cleansed by stone. If these are primordials, we still have a lot of air, water, and fire coming our way.
Well, I suppose
Ominously,
I
the wind will pick up. It does.
have
It
another-
does not blow the Fae's hair. For the record.
I do have another question, but I believe you have another riddle for us in that case.
Ooh, another riddle. I have.
Or
many-
just ask a simple question. I could tell you my favorite color.
What is in my pocket? No, I'm just.
Yellow. Oh, the one ring that binds us all. I've already heard this one.
No! What's in its filthy pockets? Runs over fields and woods all day. Under the bed at night sits not alone. With long tongue hanging out, awaiting a bone. I guess I can put it in the Twitch chat as well for people to look at and ponder. I like this one. It's not my favorite one. I'm saving my favorite one for the last one.
Darkness comes to mind, but I don't think that's it.
Darkness does not sit under your bed, not alone. As
I'm
in,
not down there with it, am I?
It makes me think shoes, but I don't get the bone. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with boots. Let's do boots.
this one is clever. I suppose dwarves do live longer than whatever you two are.
That is true.
Has nothing to do with how we were born and everything to do with the time I spent alone in darkness. For years I studied the Veil of Whispers and the Songs of Silence.
I
This
was just
one,
a fisherman before all this, so. You'll forgive me if I'm not riddled. Be riddled?
those who listen to silence sometimes hear wisdom in nothing.
This is our way in the... Oh shit, what are we called?
Dwarves.
It's not the Onyx, it's the Obsidian Eye. There we go.
Yeah.
This is the way of the Obsidian Eye. Only in silence can we gain wisdom.
He'll make a gesture with his hand that is an obsidian eye symbol, and then he'll chuckle.
Is there any way we can help prepare the world for this new change? Because I imagine all this change, all this magic is commonplace in the Fae world. I've heard the stories. But this world, the Arcanum is, well, was at least rare. A treat rather than a everyday occurrence.
Your mortal kind is merely kissed by magic for the first time, truly, in an age. They must be guided, or lose control and consume all.
Let them lose control. Let us return to our mountains and wait this out.
Ah,
But the mountain,
you've
the fires reach even there.
you have failed to answer the question, though.
Have I now?
How do we guide them to this thing?
Guide them to what? It's more me asking.
To guide them through this new change.
I mean, how does one guide anything? Leadership, of course. There must be... Well, I assume you want to bring order to these things. I don't know why, but it is your way, I suppose. You must create structure. You must make rules, I guess. You must govern. It is your way.
My way is the strong help the weak. I don't know if I'm strong in magic. I'm merely one of the first to actually ask the question to the right person.
I don't acknowledge you as an individual. When he says it's very rude. It's a very rude thing to say.
It seems the Fae of this part of the world are vastly ungrateful and rude. I'm far used to gentler sorts who actually seem to have a care for the suffering and troubles of the mortal realm, instead of giggling on its perch.
Most of the things I read described them as giggling on a perch. I'm not surprised.
I'm used to fine heroes of the land that are willing to do whatever it takes to save not only the Faish world, but the mortal world.
The ones that
But I
walk
guess things are
amongst
different
you.
in this part.
Yes, the ones that walk amongst you, of course. I guess you would be more used to them.
Yes. I've asked my questions. I look to the two of you. This one tries my patience.
I do want to know one. When we were in the nearby city, we felt something push across the land, almost like a presence. Do you know what that was? Push
course.
beneath the land, I want to say. Yeah.
I will not ask my question, as I have already answered this one. What you felt was merely the primordial winds. They have not existed since ancient times, and I feel they are making things possible again. You'll see strange green magic play across his hands when he says that. What an exciting time to be alive. Before you go, one last question must be answered. If you get it right, you may leave. He'll hop up on the box.
I load my musket. I don't point it at him. I just load it.
He watches you do it. Seems unperturbed.
Ask your question, Faye, and we'll see who lets who free.
Ooh, he'll like do like an excited shiver. It's been too long since I've dealt with your kind. It is entertaining. My question you shall have. The beginning of eternity. The end of time and space. The beginning of every end. And the end of every place. As he finishes his riddle, he'll, like, sort of, like, bow up and start, like, glowing. What'd you say?
E.
He looks, like, excited, and then he looks at you, and he'll relax. Yes. Very good. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Here I was going to brag about slaying a Fae to my tribe. Oh well.
When you posted it in the chat, it's like split it into 2 messages, and so I only read the bottom 2 lines, and so it made it super easy to only read the bottom 2 lines.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the first ones, they're really good too, but they're almost red herrings. If you just read the bottom 2, it's like, oh, there you go. It's just E's. Look at all those E's right there. Everything's got an E.
No, it's really, I really like it. It's a good. It sounds so ominous too, which is why I wanted to end with it. But no, he'll relax. She did say you were worthy. You'll see the Fae creature that you freed earlier, like peeking out of a tree, and she'll kind of giggle and like disappear. Well, I suppose leave with what little life you have left. It's been fun. He'll laugh and he'll do a backflip and disappear before he hits the ground. The wind kind of picks up a bit.
He was
Well,
interesting, huh?
That was certainly a peculiar experience.
I kind of look around with the musket in my hand, make sure he's not jumping out at me again or something, and then just kind of...
Haha, gotcha, bitch!
But, right.
You really think
So I've been considering this. As the land shifts, many of these towns are no longer in safe areas. Floodplains will change, riverbeds will shift as these things change, and we won't know for a few years or seasons what the permanent effects are.
No.
Somebody needs to put together a brand new cartography company. We need to get out there and figure out if cities can even stay where they are, or if they're doomed where they stand. That's before even dealing with the magic.
Hey, you guys met a cartographer last game.
There's already efforts being done so far by adventurous cartographers, at least.
Yeah, they actually met a cartographer last session that was starting to. He was like, somebody's got to do it.
Now that I'm satisfied that we're not seeing the beginning of the end of the world being shattered, merely transformed.
Yeah, your takeaway is mostly that the world is just changing. Nothing's ending.
I would like to remind you that primordial fire may still cleanse the earth, because with fire comes life and death.
Do you dwarves live in perpetual doom and gloom, or do you actually embrace sunlight?
Any farmer worth his salt knows that fire's a tool.
Yes, and
Well,
the great
then-
Tyrannosaurus Rex, as it wrecks through the jungle, may eat you and your entire family. But that doesn't mean I don't get up in the morning. I still go
Yeah,
out.
but
and,
if the primordial spirit of Tyrannosaurus Rexes came to this realm, we would be in trouble.
and we would slay it like any other Maleficarum.
Well,
Well,
let
now,
us go
Master.
find and slay this wind and fire you are so eager to slay.
Well, I'm not eager to slay it. It's a change that's going to happen. There's nothing to fear if it's not actually destroying the world.
I fear
Well, we'll
you
certainly
and I
destroy the.
we
We'll
may have
destroy the
different
world for
opinions
some.
of cleansed by fire.
That is apparent.
Nuzglobe will hop up on Temo's shoulder. Temo's right. The world is not ending, but it does seem that yours may be.
Well, it's like the tribes of the valley have always been saying. You must be flexible and ready for change at any moment. The fact that the cities of the world would be shattered and people will have to relearn what it is to reconnect with the world. It's all justice in my book.
Nuzglobe will
So many have
nod
judged us in
with
the
this.
valley for being so scattered. And yet here we are in a changing world being ready for it. Not that we meant to, or perhaps our shamans were and they saw this coming.
They speak of times
Maybe
of
I'll
change like
seek
this. Yeah.
refuge. Maybe the dwarfs should seek refuge with the merfolk. That way when the world is cleansed by fire, we'll be alive, safe and sound at the bottom of the ocean.
What is your obsession with fire?
That's all I can think about when they talk about these elements.
There's also
The great
earth,
elements.
water, lightning.
I'm not worried about Earth. Have you met me? Have you seen me? Not worried about Earth at all.
What of water?
Water?
Crushing
Eh.
sea and the countless fathoms.
I do wonder.
Stay and land on the mountains and you should be fine.
I do wonder.
Air is
what-
just air. Go into the caves and you should be fine from the storms.
Starts picking up
great
even
fires.
more.
It's like every time I talk about this raging wind, it gets worse.
We are pretty high up. Looking around.
But these fires, if there are fires, I know now it's speculation. That's something that's hard to fight back against.
Well, with water or earth generally.
Nuzglobe will say, I do wonder what this shift in the Earth's plates has done to the Dwarven kingdoms.
Sounds like the caves wouldn't be any more safe than the cities on top. Not
More
from this.
dangerous, perhaps. I can imagine instant cave-ins, collapses, whole societies being crushed in an instant. Dwarven treasure being spread out across thousands of miles underground for the next centuries. You know, my ties have been cut from them, though, so good luck.
It's okay, you guys don't have to worry about that until season 3. It's all good.
That's it. To the Dwarven Kingdoms we go. For some reason, we have to do that.
Like I can't delay you.
We'll take it on. It's not like you can totally stop us or anything. No, anyway.
Whole civilizations instantly destroyed. That's a good point. Because that's what happened with the land. So any water-dwelling civilizations may be facing another crisis right now.
Yeah, earthquakes do affect the water. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, it's pretty.
A lot of change.
I kind of stuck my hand in the sandbox and went like this.
Well, to my end,
You found a cat turd?
my end,
Every time I play with you guys.
you know, to my end, I am now focused upon returning to the valley and the Valley of the Star and the Kingdom of Greystone to work with the leaders I know. What leaders I've ran into here are either weak-willed money grubbers, people who are broken in their own civil war. Well, there's 2 other kingdoms here that have some strong leadership I could take seriously, but if the world is coming to a great change, then the people I represent need to be made aware of what's caused it and frankly, I'm not sure what they want me to do at this point. The plague that I was sent out here to look at is, as far as I'm aware, solved. And well, as for the war, I think the war is the least of our worries now, given that every civilization has to worry about this new problem.
I couldn't agree more. Even the Fae said if we're to make it through this, we'll need strong leadership. As far as I can see, you're one of the strongest willed leaders around here. And if your leaders are back at the Valley of the Star, perhaps they hold the wisdom we seek.
Definitely. And along the way, I'm going to have to see if we can find a courier willing to brave the uncharted territory to see how. I need to know what's changed on in the mountains.
Actually, if anything, we could probably head to your... Oh, go on. Sorry.
The wind picks up.
And we should go.
It's blowing really hard now.
All right. See you both down at the bottom.
See you there.
I was hoping that Fae might give us a fast way down.
I mean, he might. I glance at the edge.
Yeah, if we don't get out of here.
You guys are
quick.
looking over the edge. He just pushes you.
Yeah. Doesn't even push it, just wind magic, air bends us off the edge. Like, well, okay.
Getting down is a lot easier than getting up. So, it's everyone who's not spider climbing, give me an athletics check. Just one.
Strength, athletics, right? Strength. Oh, what if I rolled Dex instead of Strength? Is that a thing?
You can do acrobatics.
All right, that's a 10. I'll take a 10 over to 6.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy roll because as you discovered on your way up, the gravity is a little lighter in this area, and jumping up is a lot harder than jumping down. So you guys just kind of and make it down to the ground. Not too difficult. It's very strange to see floating earth for Cedric, I imagine, but here we are.
I don't like it at all, and I didn't particularly want to be up there in the first place.
You can
I'll
hear
actually note that
the drums of orcish prayer continuing in the forest valley in front of you.
I suppose I should inform them like I said I was going to. At least they're more straightforward than the darn Fae up there. I'll start heading that way.
I've always preferred dealing with orc kind over Fae. Fae live too long. They've got too much time for games.
I was looking forward to having fancy wines and being regaled with honey tails and figs.
Only Fae
now
I
I'm
ever heard
disappointed.
about are witches that'll turn you into a newt and make you into a potion.
The Faiish heroes near Gravestone were incredibly friendly. Mind you, we did help save their kingdom, so they were a little nicer. I think they were in a very better mood at that time.
They are all different. Yeah, so you guys will walk through the trees. The music gets louder and louder until you approach the group of humans and orcs. The tribe of the Red Hand is before you. As you approach, their chants and drumming will crescendo, and then, the leader will put his hand up. What news brings you from the magic kind, from the other kind?
Well,
will they bless our tribe?
Huh?
Will they bless our tribe?
They blessed me with wisdom that I'll share with you. It has both weal and woe in equal measure. On the good side of
stares at
things,
you, like anticipating.
On the good side of things, the world is not being destroyed, and it is merely going through a great change. In his words, an awakening. Magic in its primordial form is opening up to us, to everybody across the world. The downside of this is that, well, the world is going to transform dramatically. Magic is going to increase dramatically. And the only real advice that he gave upon me was that we need to, if we are to guide our people through this, we need to have a strong, steady hand to pull people through this change until we become accustomed to what the world will be.
If the magic change comes amongst our tribe, must we kill them?
I shake my head. You must understand it, learn it, control it. Like a new axe, a new spear, or a new heavier rock.
What
You
if
must understand how it works.
What if we kill all firstborn children?
That won't affect the magic in
No.
any way.
No.
This is good. This is good.
We asked the magic kind above.
I like my firstborn. Yes. You'll see an orc like off on the side. Like, oh, that was close.
Someone had that brilliant idea. I'm glad it's wrong.
There's one orc that has like a knife on a baby. He's like, oh, he's like let down.
What about
those were chicken
secondborns? And the guy's got
Another baby.
He's just pointing a knife at his brother. Go away.
But this is good news. We were hoping for blessings, but I suppose the world is not ending, and this is good.
Yes.
And they'll cheer.
I cheer with them. Because I'm quite happy with that. I was scared the world was ending. So, from here, we leave you in... I wish I could guide you more than I already have, but I need to go to my chief and friends of my chiefs to figure out what we're going to do about all this. The most I can suggest to you is to master the new tool that we're all going to get. Beyond that, I know not more.
Go forth with our blessing. And he's going to cut his hand and touch your face. You're going to get blood on your face.
Yeah. There is a flinch because it's not a thing my tribe does anymore. So it's like, oh, no, he's doing a thing. Okay, cool. That's great. Okay, we don't do that.
And then they
Thank
hold you down
Sort
and
of
spit in your mouth. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, look, if you want to propose to me, I have another job to do. I'll come back. No.
He saw through the ruse. Everybody run. It was a sex thing. So yeah,
At the
he'll
end of the night, I will marry the man who spits the most into my mouth, and everyone's just sitting around like,
from behind the line, please.
You're crowding each other. Please give space.
It's a really gross
one at a
but really
time.
funny custom. That's a it's a good
On the
one.
plus side, lots of moisture. Anyway.
That's what the Amish get up to when no one's watching. It's the real reason they don't want any cameras around.
you guys are bored. You want to go girl spitting?
I feel like it's grosser if you say lady spitting. Right?
It's consecrated
Yeah.
lady spitting.
Well,
It's
you
hot
fa-
outside.
You fellers
What
want
you
to...
want to do today?
I don't know. How about some lady spitting?
Let's go lady spitting, huh?
I enjoy it.
But yes.
As he smears blood on your face, you'll see a face pop out of one of the trees, and the tree will bear fruit as like your reward for saving the dry. I was gonna have her save your life if that you guys failed the elf thing because you saved her, but since that didn't happen, you can have some fruit.
Ooh, free food.
And it's also a sign to this tribe that they should continue to smear blood on each other's faces, which I find hilarious.
Hey, if it worked, maybe we have to do it again. So like left to right, right to left.
Every time they're hungry, they just keep bleeding on each other till they all die of hepatitis.
Well, that's what the dryads just keep giving them fruit every time. They're like, oh, I mean, sure, this is just funny.
It's a pretty good Fae prank, I would say. Reinforced gross customs. Yeah. All right. You should see what happens when you marry your sister. So, yeah, you guys can have some of this fruit. It's apples.
I don't want any of this sister Marion fruit.
No, that's peaches.
That's peaches.
I don't want any of this incest tree.
That's oranges.
Yeah, the incest tree's over there. You'll see two people kissing, and when you look at them, they'll go ah, and they'll run away.
There's no branches on the tree. It's just a single tree.
It's a single tree. It's like it has a hump. It's all crooked.
You love that joke so much he froze.
Oh, that's a good face. That's a good face for him to freeze on. Oh my fucking god. Oh, this has been funny. Man, I can't even with him looking like that. That's a good face. Knowing that he's laughing at an incest tree makes it all the better. Incest tree, oh incest tree, how I wish you were in me. Incest tree, incest tree.
It's greater if you imagine with that exact face he's singing that song.
I don't know if I can do a gay voice. Incest tree, I wish you were inside of me. All right, so we'll move on. Hey, Gary.
Hi.
We were laughing really hard at your face. It was frozen in a funny way. You're like.
I would laugh hard at my face too.
You're like this for like a whole minute.
Oh yeah, dude. I was telling a good joke. I was saying that the incest tree is just one. There's no sticks. It's just one trunk. That's all the incest tree.
Oh, because there's no branches on the family tree. That's funny. That's funny.
I left right as I was trying to crack a joke.
Oh,
That's
boy.
why you caught me.
I started talking about it being deformed and having a hump, and then it went downhill. It was good. All right. So, incest trees aside, you guys leave this place. Where are you heading?
West.
Theoretically west, right?
Till we find a port town. Well, actually, we can probably use the map we have of showing where the nearest port might be along their coast. It's probably not there anymore. It's been shifted, but it's the place that most likely has boats still.
You're making a beeline for the short?
Oh, I just realized. It's entirely possible that the ports are shattered and any boats that are there aren't in port anymore because people leave.
Yes.
But which means we might have to cross land.
The faster we go, the better chance that there are still some things where they're supposed to be. Cities will still be where they're supposed to be. There should still be boats there. Take about 5 or 10 years or so, and nothing's going to be where it's supposed to be. But for now, we should be able to cross some of this stuff still. The thing I'm worried about is there a mountain in the middle of that lake now? Like, do we row halfway out and now we got to hoof it? You know?
I mean, the inner sea there? Because that starts
exactly.
open water.
Yeah, that inner sea. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's like, what if that's a mountain range right in the middle of that now and it's 2 rivers?
Ooh. Cause actually, if there's a mountain, then there's a cross that we could.
We'd have to find. Really hard. You know that you want to go west, but it's impossible to predict what you'll find. There are no maps, so it's pretty exciting.
We got to use the map we have, and hopefully, some of the locations still have some of the things that they used to have.
Yeah, because we'll have a rough idea of roughly there was a port somewhere in this county, sort of thing. Rather than going to some bit of white cliff and be like, there wasn't a town before, and the conflagration doesn't create a town, so.
You'll hear someone take a bite of an apple while you're walking. It's Yinbei. He's still here. I forgot to narrate what he was doing during that whole Fae thing, because it wasn't important. He was just there.
Thanks for helping with the riddles, by the way, Yinbei. Appreciate your help.
You guys did a good job. I helped as much as you did, he'll say.
You didn't say a thing. I guessed at least.
You guessed wrong.
I still tried. You get points for trying.
You do?
Yes.
Huh.
I used to be a detective, and I have a good critical thinking brain, and I love doing riddles, and it's fun.
Riddles are fun. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys a good... Yeah, I don't do that often, and I wanted to do a good job, so it was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
Oh, I did too.
It's good. Mm-hmm.
Good. Playing the creepy Fae is always fun. So, yes, Yinbei. Well, if you guys are gonna continue on to the west, I shall return to Watanawagawa to await the trial. I appreciate all you have done for me.
And you heard what was said there. I bring those words to the mage.
I shall tell Baishi of the supposed wisdom of that creature.
I would impress upon you.
We do not deal with them here.
What was that again? Sorry.
Believe by she already knows. And I'll point to the thing I have on my cloak. I have that dragon pin on my cloak, so that by she can see what we're up to. The stone dragon.
Oh shit! I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, I've got a chest cam.
The dragon will just.
A little gem eye sparkles.
It winks. It's
The
like,
thumb just falls off.
I completely forgot that you had that. It's not a brooch either. It can move. It's just
Yeah,
good.
I just wear it as a pin to keep my cloak on.
Do you want to continue to keep it, or do you want to send it back with Yinbei?
No, I'm intent on keeping this.
Okay.
I have no reason not to trust them, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
They could make powerful allies, and them being able to see what we're up to could help a lot.
It's true. It's true.
And if I run into a situation where I require privacy, it's just a matter of, hey, could you like take the pin off for a second, sort of thing. Throw it under a pillow, you know.
Yeah,
whatever.
because you guys know I have it. I literally asked for it. Like we didn't get it planted.
I'm glad you remembered that because I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
That's
gonna
what you
make
get for thinking of riddles.
It's been a while since we talked about it.
I didn't think of riddles. I looked them up.
You thought of them. Shh! Don't reveal the secret.
I don't want to take credit for those. It's bad. It's perjury, or no?
Perjury.
What is it?
Whenever you do it, it's Persianry.
Ooh.
Hey. Yep. Ding, ding, ding. We'll take it.
Now, perjury.
Plagiarism is what you're looking for.
Perjury is that thing I did to your mom last night.
Perjure?
How
You don't
do
even know her.
Get someone's mother.
No, perjury. Yeah.
Perjury. Oh, okay, that makes less sense, but
No.
okay.
But it's more acceptable.
It's more acceptable, but less sense.
It's just having sex on a carpet. That's all it is.
Wow, dude. Wow.
There's nothing much to it. It's just, you know.
Dang. You banged his mom on our carpet, bro? That's crazy.
Did you bring the? We don't have a carpet, so did you bring it with
He
you?
brought his
Well,
own.
Yeah, I brought my own. Yeah.
Hey, Persian guys always bring their own carpet.
She
BYOC.
had to watch me make it, otherwise it wasn't proper Persianry. I brought a loom and raw materials. That's what happened.
Yeah, we did. Let's go west.
Rug
Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Welcome to.
Oh,
So westward we go.
westward you go. From where you are, I mean, you're
Kylo Ren judges us.
you're slightly northeast of Watano-Ogawa, but you're just gonna go straight west. You go straight west. Yeah, it's not a problem. You'll begin your journey. Once again, it is. I described it last time. There's a lot of new growth to the earth, which is a rare thing. So there's mountains that have like fresh dirt on the sides. It like the whole air smells like soil because of this. You can see uncovered ore, and every now and again, like precious stones. Not the best stuff, you know. Like if you stop and like start picking it, I guess you could like sell some baubles or something. But you know, it's not like fortunes worth of stuff. But you do see raw materials coming out of the earth.
It's like the thing you see in open world games where ore veins are like on the surface for some reason, even though that's not how
Yeah,
ore veins
not how
work.
that works.
exactly. Yeah, the ore veins have done that, more or less. They're like sticking out of the side of rocks and stuff.
Welcome to Fresh Out the Box, where they come up with a better idea on how to explain that.
Hey,
Take
thanks.
that AAA games.
I appreciate that. I do, yeah. No, I like, yeah. I wanted to change stuff, and I'm liking what's going on. So, you guys will continue on your journey. You'll walk for the rest of the day. It's treacherous terrain. There aren't a lot of traveled paths because a lot of them have been destroyed. The earth still shakes every once in a while, aftershocks mostly. But when you start settling down for camp, there is a large quake. Shakes for a good while. Rocks fall. It's kind of, like dangerous and frightening. You guys have to like hunker down for a minute, and then it stops.
I wonder if we deal with this for a few days, for a few seasons, for a few decades. How long does it take a world to reset?
Hi, Toyzilla Network. Thank you for the raid.
Yo.
Happy belated birthday to Michael Powell. His birthday was yesterday, I believe.
Yep.
So happy birthday, buddy.
Nice. Happy
21
birthday.
years old. He went and had his first drink.
You had your first drink? Congratulations, Michael
He
Powell.
went and had his first beer.
And, thanks for the raid. Happy to have you guys. We are in the midst of our Fantasy Age game. So, the earthquake continues for a good while, but it settles down after not too long. Your campsite's kind of, like, a little trashed. It's not irredeemable, but you have to, like, reset up your tent because, like, rocks fell on stuff, that kind of thing. And you're starting to speculate as to how long this change is going to take. Nuzglub will, sit on Temo, as he does. There's no real telling how long this could take. It's unprecedented, at least in my existence. I feel like things are unaligned beneath us, and they need to right themselves. Penguin! What's up, Penguin?
Bango!
We may never see the end. We may never see the end of it.
This is
For
maybe
the-
just new normal.
Yeah. Exactly.
Perhaps.
And I wonder. Yes, Noscub?
Oh, perhaps.
Perhaps.
That's it.
Perhaps.
That's all I got.
But I wonder. So down there where we fought Pax,
Prax.
that must have been Prax. Thank you. Must have been the heart of the world. Then, that pulsing the roots. But what was he trying to do there besides poison it?
No doubt Prax was corrupting it.
Probably trying to rip his way into our world because he was not truly here.
And you could
Better
see
yet, I think we have
exactly
two of
what it did to the environment.
That's true.
We have two stones of that power, the green stone and the red stone.
I think he was trying to kill it.
The stone, you mean?
The earth.
Interesting. I thought him as more of an infected kind of guy.
A dead world can still be wrought with infection on its surface.
Easier still because it's dead. You can't fight back.
Must have life or death to feed on it, though, unless his end goal was to make it a realm of the dead.
I do not know.
That does make me think of the next thing, though. The stone that you have, Cedric, that was embedded there in the heart, wasn't it? Before we retrieved it.
Perhaps it grew from the heart, but yeah, it certainly seemed to be embedded in the heart one way or another. It looked like it didn't belong, but it did match in color.
Yeah, that's true.
Perhaps a
And-
shard of the heart.
Well, it's a Titan stone like this, right?
A shard of the heart.
The card of the heart.
You could
The
call
heart
it-
of the shard.
You could call it a shirt, yeah. That's what
I'm not sure if Titan Stone means the same thing as a primordial stone or as the heart life stone. I think they're all just names. As far as I'm concerned, this magic stone and that magic stone, well, they're pretty much the same thing other than what they do, which is sort of the difference between any elements, I guess.
Before demons, the Titans ruled the earth. Yes. That's what I hear. I wasn't around, obviously.
Titans, primordials. Is that interchangeable?
I believe the primordials created the world. And then the Titans ruled it.
So there we go.
Well, if anything, it's like these stones they remind me of the tattooing that we do. The tattoos that we put on our mark are a way to bring physical form of magic onto even the untrained. But instead of that weaker version that I have, you have a much more harder, more crystallized, almost pure version of a similar thing. You have I have a faint connection with water because of my tattoos.
It's like when you cover a cultist in runes written in the blood of a virgin to imbue him with your power.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what Nuts Club says.
I look at this club and I'm like, oh. I mean, I suppose it would be, yes.
I would like very much to speak with one of your tattoo artists when we get to the Valley of the Star. I'm curious what kind of pigment they use for those tattoos.
Nuzgo points at himself. Mine? It's virgin blood.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear that once upon a time, Titan stones may have been used to make those tattoos.
Like a shaving of it, even.
There's
Mixed
only one
into
way
an
to
ink
find out.
pumice.
The shard.
I'd have to look at the raw ingredients myself. When it's all tattooed into your arm, it doesn't do me any good.
Yeah, as I flex it and they magically like shift and move around, like, yeah, I can imagine. But yes, I probably can get you to meet with one of the markers.
Be fair.
Especially since we have a very good reason to ask them those questions. I'd never bothered to ask. It's just part of the job of becoming an envoy.
You all will talk and sleep through the night.
You will talk in your sleep. You'll sleep as you talk.
You'll speak with a fox and you'll speak with a sock.
And you'll speak only when spoken to.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. You're not my dad. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's a good spot for us to take our break. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back with more Fresh Out the Box after this.
Fresh out the box. Trash out the box.
Hey there, everybody, welcome back to Fresh Out the Box Plays Fantasy Age. I'm still Johanan, I'm still the Game Master.
I'm Gary, and I'm a big O number 2.
I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and this time I'm the cool one. Take that. Fight.
I am here.
Oh, well, it's not funny if you don't fight back.
I'm here, potentially the coolest. To be fair, I started the whole cool thing, so that might just be what settles it. But that's up for
Aaron
debate.
was cool before it was cool.
That's right. And I'm here.
Alrighty. After introductions like that, how could we not have a great game? So, yeah, you guys wake up the next day in your campsite amongst the rubble. And you continue on west.
We just need a monk and a monkey king, and we're set.
I mean, it could be arranged. I don't want to run that story, though. I feel like it's been done.
Very heavy Buddhist overtone suddenly, and the whole story has just changed into a morality play.
Be really funny, actually. Just a complete 180. Just completely different game. But yeah, you guys continue on your way. Are you doing anything important while you're traveling? Anything of note? Or are you guys just walking and camaraderie-ing? Do you guys talk when you walk? What's the deal?
Oh, I definitely chatter.
I know you do. I don't know. The other two are pretty quiet.
I mean, I probably
during
I probably tell grim stories that they don't particularly want to hear. Just stories with like a bad moral ending in the end. It's just nobody really wins. Like maybe some dwarven folk stories, stuff like that.
You might have killed his
Very
whole
grim fairy
family,
tales.
but we removed his guts while he was still alive.
Yeah, like there was an old lady baking a cake and nobody helped her, and then she died alone, and everybody else starved to death. And it's
She's the
like,
one who knew how to bake
Oh, that's
cakes.
that's actually a pretty good, that's like old school Grimm's and shit. It's funny.
yeah, that's the kind of dwarven.
Nuzglove
that's the kind of
enjoys it.
Stories I tell.
Nuzglove really likes those stories.
I do a lot of responding, but every once in a while, I'm sharing some sort of story from the tribe days or recounting a battle we had. Like, remember that time when, and then just sort of like say something, and then sometimes like the fourth time I've said it, and the rest of you might be like, "Shut up, Timbo, we've heard that."
Too many.
Just kind of like circles through
too many
stories
times.
sometimes. Just every once in a while. That pops out,
Someone's
but
dealing
otherwise,
with the early stages of CTE from severe head trauma in combat.
What is it
bit.
like? What is it like living in a Raven? Do you miss it?
yeah, there's, the best thing that I liked was that, when those, growing up as a Kierkenhof, you spend a lot of your time, training and stuff, and it's nice to be around like a group that's all doing the same thing. You're all headbutting together. If there's ever an issue, you can just settle it. Horns to horns, so to speak. That you're all getting. You and your peers are becoming trained for work all over the land. So there's a lot of honor and nobleness to the cause that you're a part of. So it's pretty satisfying. Even with the little caveats that Tempo had, being like having the demonic presence around, that kind of gave her a sideways glance from especially like the leadership and the elders and stuff.
You're like Naruto.
Like a giant beefy goat Naruto. Anyway, yeah. And every once in a while, there's like certain Kierkenhof dishes that are like ridiculously hearty and high in protein that just like, oh man, could really go for some, Skingle Dop or whatever right now. And
Cedric does talk food too. Cedric does like food. I'm not a big drinker, but yeah, I bought cheese and honey and meats and stuff for the road multiple times already.
Well, lots of lamenting about how little fish we've had because I have not been near near rivers or
No
ocean
fish.
for most of this. Like, I've been eating lots of landlubber food. It's really starting to drive me a bit batty.
Yeah,
I've had a single lobster, no clams, no shrimp, nothing.
Nuzglobe complains about not having enough fingernails, but
Like to eat or
to eat,
like
yeah.
okay.
Can never get enough.
Does it have to come from the same person or like from different people?
Whoever.
Is there a fingernail that you like best, like a kind or a source? You know, never mind. I regret that question.
Do you eat your own supply?
That's a good question.
I like when they rip the whole fingernail off.
Is there more crunch on that, and when that happens?
I like the bits of flesh that hang on.
Oh, of
That's what I was
course.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll note that friggin' my guy would be, Harzar would be. He may say, "Yeah, that's fine," or try to play it off very. So inside, it's a lot of, "Oh God, that's disgusting," or "Oh, that's such a dark theme," but just very high willpower and self-discipline as a focus. Just yes, interesting,
Yeah, not a lot of free fingernails to eat around here.
Let's see your own.
He'll look. Because
Now you're getting picky. Welcome to my world.
Well, I know where they've been, he'll say, and then he'll start chuckling. But yeah, you guys will walk for the better part of the day. Still just, fascinated by the ever-changing terrain. It's all pretty mountainous here now. It wasn't before. It was, there was some, but it's much more now. Much more elevated. You'll see new peaks. The further out you get, in the distance you can see newly formed mountains, which is probably a pretty interesting notion. I feel like that's a pretty crazy thing. It's like, that wasn't there yesterday. That's wild.
Makes navigating easier and harder because all of a sudden something that was a plain, there's now a mountain there. It's like, we have to go around that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be worming your way around a mountain that's in your path. A fresh mountain. And you'll hear people up ahead. From the other side, coming around the mountain.
Let me go take a look.
I nod and load my musket.
I rolled a 14 dex. I'm gonna go hide off in the side brush and go creep up on them.
You go creep up on them. You'll sneak off. You'll find a brush. You'll hide behind it, and you'll peek out. And you'll see people. There's a lot of people walking. Some carts, some horses. They look mostly like Yashane-ish citizens. There are soldiers with them. There's quite a few people, at least 40.
Cool.
45.
I'm cool. I'm just going to hang out here. I think these people are fine, though. I think they're going to have a nice, friendly conversation and figure it out. But I'm going to stay here just in case things turn south. But I'll let these people
Cedric
approach.
never comes back. And then you'll see coming around the corner some soldiers on horseback, but then shortly after that you'll see some people behind them with wagons, and you'll see women and children and that whole kazoo.
Do we see the Great Kazoo? Sorry.
Oh, it is I.
Hey, dum-dum.
Hey, dum-dum.
Fantasy Age Flintstones. Let's go.
Bro, I love the Great Kazoo.
He
Is
was
a guy.
awesome, dude.
He reminds me of Mr. McZixelpix.
I was just about to say he reminds me of Mr. Lacistopix. Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
I also love Mr. McZixelpix. That is straight up my alley. That's a character I would like to play.
Yeah, I'll wave in greeting to the group so we're not just surprising them. Like, just a friendly wave of hello. We're another group. We're not trying to sneak up on you. Well, at least the two of us aren't anyway.
You'll hear a shout, "Whoa!" And the caravan will stop, but the soldiers at the front keep riding towards you, and they'll stop short. Their horses will whinny.
I'll kind of cradle my musket so I'm not like pointing it at anybody. I'm just carrying it in a comfortable way.
Hey, how goes it? How's the road ahead?
Broken and shaking quite frequently, but haven't had too many really ill encounter.
How close are we
Yourself?
to the nearest city of Yashane? Do any still stand?
Last I heard, Yashane, when we left it, Yashane was still, well, the capital was still standing, or the fort that we were at.
That fort.
It was broken up, but there was quite a few people there that were still trying to figure it out.
Watanawa is actually not the capital.
And he would say Watanawa, like he thinks that's what the capital is because he doesn't know better.
Oh, Watanawa, the fortress city. Yeah. It still stands?
Mostly. Some of it went off a cliff, but the main castle's fine. Lots of people left, but the main people are still there, last I heard.
Excellent. We took people and fled the plague lands. It seems that we have returned to a fresh nightmare. One, I feel, is probably better. He'll nod. His compatriot will nod approval. Like, yeah, this is probably better.
Might as well make home. I'll step out of the bushes, coming up from behind him. Might as well make home wherever you see fit. No reason to keep cities where they used to be anymore.
Some of the soldiers will, like, spit on you and, like, sort of herd you towards the front of the group, more or less. Well...
Yeah, I'll do a whole walk around when I say it, just because that's the stage blocking you want, so I'll do it.
More or less. This is just the three of you out here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I see no reason to waylay you further. Have a great day, I suppose. Good luck to you.
Oh, same to you. Do you know anything of the way out west? We're trying to head to the coast, or wherever the coast is currently.
The west? We are unsure. Once we got word that the plague lands receded, we headed back from the coast. Last we checked, it still stood, but who knows? That was before the quakes.
Mm-hmm.
We did hear some truly cataclysmic sounds out that way. Who knows what you are to return to? You're at least a week out. Maybe two.
Very good. Well, thank you for your kind greetings, and we shan't delay you either.
He'll do a salute, kind of like, not a proper salute, but just like a acknowledgement.
A friendly one.
And they'll ride past you guys. They all stare at you guys as they go past, the women and children looking at you guys.
Yeah, very outlandish appearance, all three of us. None of us are from Yashane. I smile and tip my hat at people. I'm trying to be the friendly envoy. So
you're the least out of place because at least you're a Drak.
Yeah. Hey, look, a Drak. No, wrong kind. I'm a Western one.
I look like one of the most dangerous dwarves you could ever make the mistake of trusting. Just abyssal black eyes, jet black hair.
Yeah.
When you look into my eyes, like you start to get uncomfortable, and then you start to get sad. It's just something. Just the abyss pulls you in. Like, oh god, I'm bad news.
You're the boogeyman of any dwarven horror story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I certainly am.
A lot of people know what that mark on your face means too. Yeah. You guys just continue on your way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
This was mostly for setting and seeing what you would do, anyways. So there's a chance that you guys, shoot somebody or whatever. Alrighty.
Not this time.
You continue for several more days, unimpeded. You pass through mountains and hills, broken. There's a lot of broken, shattered fields that are like a bunch of pushed together plates of stone just jutting out all over the place, jagged walkways, more or less.
Now this is a spot. This is a place. Imagine all the masonry and the stonework. Oh, you could build massive structures here with all this stone and flat ground. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect for a kingdom. Kingdom made of stone. And any kingdom made of less than stone is no kingdom at all. That's the gist of my day as we're walking through all this stone that is just begging to be carved.
I imagine many iron weapons and steel can be forged of this.
And great statues of the ancestors.
The way that the terrain is set up now, it kind of pushes you south as you're heading west. And you start getting pretty... Oh, I made it close. Yeah, you start getting sort of close to Mardane. Not close enough, like not close, but you can start seeing familiar mountain ranges.
Uh-oh.
With ones that are new. But yeah, you'll continue for another couple days. That was just, So we'll say that you're about a week out from when you started your journey. You guys have a lot of food and stuff? How well provisioned are you?
We did get provisions.
I only had a certain amount. I bought it for like a couple weeks, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I
serve
think
it
we
low.
had 8 days of provisions, so we are probably running low at this point.
I thought about trading with those people we passed, but they were a massive caravan of refugees.
They were
it's
refugees, yeah.
I
They didn't
doubt
really
they have
much.
a lot to trade.
They didn't have. They had stuff, but they didn't really have food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our chance to stock up would have been when we left Watanagawa to go to the Fae, and I wasn't here for that particular that section, but we would have had, safe to say, 30 minutes or so to shop to get some supplies.
Yeah.
But we were supplied for like a week. We weren't ready to make a whole trip west, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my presumption was we might at some point we would have to hunt and gather food. Once we get to the water, I'm golden because then I can get the fishing because that I know I can live on pretty much any body of water.
Oh, I would have for
Land is
sure.
where I struggle.
I would have for sure hit the button to fill up on ammo also before we left.
That's fine.
You mind if I fill up on ammo? It's like I have 28 bolts. 45 is what I've been carrying as my max.
Yeah,
There
at some
is
point,
a-
I have to find an armor again.
Yeah, there's a couple things too. While over the course of these days, that so for one, there's the shield that I grabbed. So that was some of the loot, and then I know Cedric and I were going to try those potions we looted as well. There's 3 potions, and I think over
We got drinks.
all these things. These are some things we looted from the ruins of that guy's place.
Yes. And you are investigating them currently, right?
Correct.
That's your
yes.
plan. All right. Whoever wants to do it, let me know how you're doing it. Who wants to attempt to uncover the mysteries of these objects?
So for the shield, I'm just gonna at some point while we're chilling, I'll say I'm gonna ask one of you to try and hit me with like a here. And actually hand one of them my throwing axe, the one that remains. And I put my shield up and I say, hit me, hit the shield. But you could try and hit me if you want to make it interesting. And then you're like, I'm ready.
I take up the axe and just kind of hold it in a very awkward way. And then eventually just go... I just shrug, and I just try to punch you as hard as I can.
Put the shield to block, and yeah, what does the shield do when it's like struck? How does it function ultimately?
It's kind of heavy. Not as heavy as it looks, but still kind of heavy. And it functions like a perfectly weighted shield. It's easy to maneuver. It absorbs the blow completely. It doesn't take a scratch.
Nice. I just after a moment practicing and having Harzar help waylay upon the shield, we stop and I just nod and say, "Very good. This is good. Good find indeed." And
I can try to see if there's any latent energies within the shield itself.
if you
My
could,
tattoos made me sensitive to such things now.
that makes sense. You're practically have magic in your skin. That would be fantastic.
And during one quiet part of a camp, I'll like lay it on my lap and rest my hands on the shield and just kind of focus to feel out what kind of arcana is dwelling within it. And what sort of energies, if there are any within it beyond the normal amount that would be in any object.
Sure thing. Go ahead and make a arcane lore check here.
17.
Damn.
Nice.
17 is pretty good. It is a magical shield. It seems that it can do something. It seems like it has an ability that you can activate, perhaps in battle. Is
it in response to, or is it initiating? Like, are you reacting to something, or are you doing it to somebody?
You're doing it.
There's some... there is arcana within the shield. It feels like in the heat of battle, you can will it, or use it to will something to happen. Is it lightning arcana of some kind? Because that's the only arcana I would know in depth.
It is not lightning arcana.
It doesn't blast any sort of lightning away from it, but it's hard to sense elsewise. I don't know. I've only been learning arcana as part of this journey. But it will do something. I'm just going to try to do it.
It feels more natural or like pure arcane than a specific font.
I was gonna say, isn't the stone just? I'm trying to remember his description. It has there's like a sort of a stony element to its appearance, right?
So it looks like a Viking shield. It's pretty much, imagine a giant black contact lens that's brimmed by iron.
Okay.
Like that's kind of what it looks like.
Gotcha.
Let's try something. I'll hand you the shield. I take some paces back. I load my musket.
Now things are getting interesting. I didn't want to be rude to you earlier, but anyone could have blocked that wimpy axe throw you put up. I almost laughed myself off of this stump.
That
Finally
was my
using a
punch.
real
What are you talking
weapon.
about? I didn't throw the silly axe. I'd hit the floor sooner than her shields.
I thought you punched with the axe. I was just making fun of your axe.
Although the
Yeah.
punch would look really wimpy because, like, noodly art. It's like, somewhat muscly. It's like, ow, damn
Yeah,
it, that
punch
hurts.
with an. Yep. Finally, real action. Let's see what this shield can do.
Will
I
do
put it
something
up.
with the shield to force me not to shoot you because I start aiming. You see me load and begin to start aiming to shoot at you, which I'm going to try to shoot at you unless you stop me.
Yeah, I channel my will in sort of into the shield, trying to feel for that connection, similar to how I would with my Titan Stone, and um, sort of letting the shield do its thing instead of like willing a weapon in. You know what I mean? But the same concept. As Harzar points the musket, arquebus.
Musket, yeah.
Mhm.
Shoot.
Bang. Does 15 hit you?
If we assume I use an action to take a defensive posture, then I block it. Otherwise, it hits. Yeah.
So it hits your. So more or less, it hits your shield. Okay. Well, it's gonna go pating. How much damage you do, Harzar?
It would do
You can't really choose to hold back because it is a gun.
8.
Oh well, I deflect it armor wise.
You eat that? Okay.
Anyway. Mhm.
All good. So it ricochets off. The shield is undamaged. You feel it glows. And you feel that you can choose to activate it.
At which point I do. I feel that power rise, and then I activate.
You are behind Hazar.
And
But
yeah, there I am. Well, that is interesting, I say with a sort of satisfying smile. Very interesting.
You can teleport double your speed for 3 stun points.
Awesome. All right.
I felt like an ability would be cool.
That is cool. So that's the shield. Definitely. You see Temo. During other points of the travel of these 3 days, Temo is like practicing wielding the shield and actually wielding like a manifesting a gauntlet in the other hand. The ram horns, the sort of like demonic, sort of Beelzebub, or not Beelzebub, but Baphomet head. One of them. One of those ones. Anyway,
the goatee ones.
the goatee ones, exactly. But yeah, we had the
goat of
potions, and
demon
then there
heads.
was the brooch. Did we figure out the stone on the brooch? On the
Yeah, you guys
gold
figured out the
brooch?
brooch.
It's a light source.
That's right.
Yeah, he has a glowing brooch.
Going pink brooch.
That's right.
You're like Steven Universe.
Except cooler.
And then yeah, there's the 3 potions. Who wants to discover what they do?
I'm not drinking those.
Oh, I'll drink all of them.
Give
Well,
me.
sip it, though, don't drink them.
Do you have any sort of alchemy knowledge or herbology or anything like that?
I have arcane lore and evaluation. They both fall under intelligence.
You can
so
use evaluation, yeah.
I'm gonna say if it has some minerals or some common-looking arcane stuff, I might be able to recognize.
Since you have
it.
evaluate and magic lore, yeah, you can go for it. That makes
Yeah, I
sense.
felt like they work together in a cool
They
way.
do work
here.
together. Yeah, it's pretty easy
17.
to tell the first one. The first one is a healing potion. Drink it. Use an activate action. Immediately regain 3d6 plus con.
I'm gonna make a note. 3d6 healing potion.
It is, it's a thick, viscous red, cop syrup like drink in a glass bottle. The next one, the potion is a fuzzy liquid that seems to almost glow with an inner light. If you drink it with an activate action, immediately gain 1d6 plus willpower magic points. It is a mage's elixir. So if the character has no magic points, the potion has no effect. So if you can't use magic, it doesn't give you magic.
Cool.
I feel like it would give you diarrhea though. And then the last one, potion of might. consume. It is a spicy smelling elixir. Use and activate, and you gain +2 bonus to damage with all melee attacks for 1 minute after drinking the potion.
That's pretty long time too, because fighting speed.
It's a whole combat easy.
Yeah.
You might be able to get 2 combats out of that.
Yeah.
All right, I made notes. I don't necessarily have to hold on to these 3 potions, but I did make the notes. Didn't you guys want to hold on to one of
I'll
these?
hand it to the mana potion because I actually cast
All right,
spells
I'm gonna
now.
put next to it that you've got it,
I'll put down this mana potion.
and then melee damage. I mean, that's got to go to Tamo. That makes sense to go to Tamo, and I'll keep the health potion.
Yeah, I graciously accept.
Fair enough. All right, you guys have figured out your looting situation. We'll say you're doing this on the 7th day at your camp. You'll be nested in sort of a rise with a mountain behind you, but you're sort of like on a cliff edge, slightly elevated from the ground that is very sloping and turning. Ripped apart grass and jagged rocks form the field in front of you. Nuzglub is watching all of this. He looks away and looks up. Something is happening.
Nuzglub, you'll have to narrow it down a little bit.
You'll feel the earth start to shake.
Oh, that.
It starts shaking a lot. And
Oh.
then you hear night becomes day as a fountain of red burning lava? Is it lava or magma? It's lava.
It's lava when it hits the surface.
There you go. Lava pours out of a mountain off in the distance. It's not particularly close, but you feel the shockwave of this happening. Like you see, the mountain had a peak. Like it wasn't necessarily a volcano. It's hard to tell, but the top shatters off of it, and fumes erupt into the air. You can very quickly smell it because you are close enough to be in that range. The stars are eclipsed by this smoke. You just see just rocks shooting out, and some of them come pretty close.
I'm gonna look at you guys, and I look unimpressed. I look unenthused, and I'm gonna say, "Well, that's new."
You called it.
Cleansed by fire.
Oh, 1 wound of the earth isn't the worst thing.
All of a sudden, no, I'm just kidding. All
have
the
to
mountains erupt.
Kaboom! Kaboom!
My house.
Kaboom!
You guys thought we were playing Mountain World. We're playing Lava World.
It's gonna be dark in here in a second.
We're playing
Welcome to
Gamma
Living Ants.
World.
Hell yeah.
Gamma World.
Hell yeah. I'm down.
We probably shouldn't head anywhere in that direction. Give the wound of the world over there a nice wide berth.
Now you see rocks landing
Well said.
all along your path that you're traveling, and you see just the face of the mountain. It is going to be the north face, like the northwestern face. It pretty much blows up facing right at you.
So the southeastern face. Because we're approaching from the east, right? We're headed west. So
You're
the
heading
east
west.
side of the mountain. Yeah, so the east side of the mountain blows. We can't see the west.
Oh,
side
it
of
is the
mountain.
northeast. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I did a dyslexic.
Don't worry about it, bro. Don't
So
worry about
we
it.
have to swing hard south around it because we can't head toward it because if the wound of the world over there blows up a little bit, then it's a nice light show and who cares. But if it goes on for a while, we're just asking for a bit of molten rock to melt us where we stand.
The night is filled with falling rocks and choking smoke. It's not to the point where you have to take shelter from the smoke or anything, but it's definitely there.
Yeah.
Do you do anything in response to this, or do you guys try to get some sleep? Or do you continue on your way at night? Because it is light out, more or
I
less.
think, if nothing else, we need to make sure we're not in like a valley or divot or anything like that. We want to be up, because if we're down, then the hidden miasma might flow into where we are. And then, I don't care how many push-ups we did, the invisible spirits will suck the life from our lungs.
Not to mention all those ash clouds. The closer we are, the more poisonous that gas is. We do well to stay high on this ridge and go around.
Yeah. So let's set up. Let's try to find a new camp that's as high as we can manage. That's without getting too much closer to that.
And you, Corbinian, would like to go south around it, not north around it?
Well, north gets us into the new mountain range, right?
Either way, I think we're going to chance coming across a new mountain range.
More or less. So the mountain ranges are running to your north from east to west.
I almost think we should follow that ridge line.
And then the fire one is more or less the existing one that was there between Yashane and Mardane, the existing mountain range. But there's just a bunch of new mountains over there too.
Okay, so we could swing harder north and just because we want to cut across the mountains as much as possible to get to the water.
And
so
if we swing hard north, then there's an east-west mountain line that might run us to the coast. If we just stay high on that ridge, we should avoid.
Yeah.
Hopefully none of those are lava. Hopefully none of those end up being volcanoes. But I do think staying on the north side of that ridge, on the opposite side of the volcano explosion, is the way to go.
Yeah. I was imagining that perhaps south would be able to go around it, but you're right. Because of the existing mountains in Mardane, we're just going to run. We'd have to go all the way through that range before we'd ever bother swinging. And by that point, we're...
Yeah, you don't know where within that range the lava's flowing, so...
And some in-character knowledge. We know that Mardane is giant territory. So if we go south, we're risking running into giants even more. If we stay on this Yashane side of the range, we're less likely to run into giants.
Yeah.
I want to clarify really quick. So the Valley of the Star, that's where your tribe is from.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the range north of that was where the mountain folk tribes exist, right?
You guys live in the mountains and on the other side of the mountains in Raven.
I see. Okay, that's right.
But your people stick to the southwest of Raven. You live on that side of those rivers that are over there.
I see. Okay.
And then the past that is more human and halfling territory, but your people are welcome there and do live there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm thinking we might go something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then and pass down that way.
That's why I was asking, because at least once we get across the river and we begin to see the mountains or where they would have been, then Timo can start to develop an idea of how people might be doing with the changes.
Yeah, because I definitely have to carry. It's good to carry word to your people what's going on, and very likely, I do want to impress upon your leaders that there may be moves by my tribes. Well, all the tribes of the valley, plus the Kingdom of Grace, that we may have to mobilize a large effort to at least keep our lands stable.
Yeah, at this point, I have almost as much to report to my tribes as you do to yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're surrounded in stone and darkness, so my people should already know.
Yeah. Do you have to communicate what you've learned so far to them in any way, or do you think they just know?
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you do periodically report to the shadows, right?
Yeah, I talk to Stone at night.
Okay. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think me, Gary, and me, Cedric, both think that that's how it works. But Jahan, as a game master, has not revealed if that's really how it works, or if that matters, or if, how much do they come by and have a messenger listen to the fucking rock, or do they just know? Are they future tellers? I left a lot of that in Jahan's hands.
Yeah, the only clue that you have that anything's happening is that a lot of times your shadow will leave you, which is creepy, but it does happen.
Yeah, the whole thing when I designed my character, when I made up his background, is I might be getting duped. I could be getting duped. So I left that out there. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm part of a secret Assassin's Guild and I'm not getting duped. But also maybe there's some Lord of Darkness or Treachery who's really pulling the strings and we're all getting duped. I don't know.
Who knows, man?
But I'm not supposed to let you guys know anything about it. I'm not supposed to bring in outsiders or talk to it about outsiders. That's why when Jahan asked what stories we were telling, nothing about I don't really talk about that. I don't really talk about it.
It's fair.
I'm a cool guy, but I'm also part of a murder cult. But besides that, I'm a pretty cool guy. I just try not to talk about the murder cult stuff too much.
That's nice. Most people in murder cults are very vocal about it. It's kind of
and that's really the thing.
Annoying,
Where it's
honestly.
like, bro, do you watch sports? Like, why are you always talking about the murder stuff?
I have other hobbies, really, you know.
You guys spend your night in your campsite, and you continue on the next day. The next day, the sun doesn't really come up. It's pretty gloomy.
Very overcast.
Overcast with just black smoke. As far as the eye could see.
One thing I'll be doing from now on as we're traveling is I'm going to try to stay... I may end up moving slower than normal, but I'm going to be trying to stay a lot more sensitive to the ebb and flow of magic. Basically trying to feel out for another explosion like that, so I'm not moving toward like a build-up of fire arcana that's about to blow up, or trying to alert us to any earth arcana, like golem-type creatures.
I'm totally cool with that. If you're moving slower, I'm totally cool with moving slower. I'm going to pay more attention to the fauna and make sure that we can hunt and survive also some stuff and make sure we're not coming across giants. I'm going to move nice and slow and pay attention to... You're paying attention to magic, I'm paying attention to
things are dangerous
threats.
and you guys are paying attention. I like it.
Yeah, we are. No trails blazed. There's no safe roads anymore. So yeah, it's time to pay attention.
Yeah.
It's very nice for in a fantasy game when your players are like, we're gonna take our time traveling.
I've seen the exact opposite where people go, we need to go faster so we're not in danger for as long. I'm like, you can do that, yeah.
I hear that was the theory that the people driving the Titanic had was like, if we go faster, we'll get through the icebergs quicker. It's my understanding.
Spend less time in that area.
Brilliant.
It's my understanding that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can. I need some rolls here. I want a hunting check from Gary. Give me either stealth or just a straight up shooty.
Seeing?
Seeing works.
Seeing, crossbow accuracy is my highest one, but I think seeing is a really important
Seeing's a
thing
good
in
one
my
because
opinion.
that way you can find things that aren't, animals.
Correct. I rolled an 18
An
for seeing.
18. You are able to find some edible funguses that have been unearthed. You like rip like a cluster of lion mane out of like the sides of an exposed mountain.
I'm also looking to spot some camouflaged creatures like squirrels, birds, things that would just be hard to spot. Just some normal kind of game. Maybe rabbits or forest rabbits, something like that.
I'll say you're able to catch some small game as well with that. 18's pretty high. You spot the trail. Setting a trap is relatively easy. But the game that you come up with, they are a strange sort of long rodent. that lives deep in the tunnels. They don't come to the surface, and so you're like, hey, that's interesting.
Man. Oh, so my mouth is watering. This is like a Thanksgiving dinner for me.
Yeah, it's
This
like a
is
dwarven
treat
food.
that I
Yeah,
haven't had. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Probably a
to share
super
this with
easy
you guys.
catch too, because they're like, I'm on the surface. This sucks. Hey,
sunlight.
fuck,
Yeah,
you
it's
guys are a
just-
lot harder to get.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love this.
not you, the character, but you, Gary. Do you want to name them? Like, what kind of rat is that? Or
Yeah,
it's a vermin. It's sort of long, kind of like a ferret, but meatier and less fur.
it's definitely a mole. A mole something. It's not a mole rat, but it's a mole something.
Ooh,
Let's call it a.
like a mole
Let's call it a
hound.
mole grub. Let's call it a mole grub. Because its arms and legs are so small, it's just the tiniest little arms and legs. It's just this fat grub rat. It's just
A
this
grub
fat,
mole?
Fat,
I feel like grub
yeah.
mole sounds better.
Yeah, grub mole.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
You would.
Yeah, it's just a fat, bottom feeding, delicious rat. If you slow cook it up right.
Kind of a brilliant design, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah.
It's probably
Fat,
also the
it
nickname
is.
of certain dwarven merchants.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Mhm.
You grub mole. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's not supposed to be a compliment, jerk.
But you definitely never expect to see one on the surface. But here they are. You guys are able to have good food for the next couple of days. And then Corbinian, you're ebbing and flowing magic. You're trying to do that.
Yeah, basically, I'm acting like a magic seismograph where I'm trying to feel out when we're getting near something that's about to peak. So any very strong magical surges of energy. So we're not walking into a great earthquake or a massive
Smart.
volcano or something like that.
Sort of trying to feel out the winds of magic and make sure not walking into an arcane storm.
Yeah,
Smart.
because I'm assuming that a lot of this stuff isn't just natural weather and seismology. It's magic surges causing it.
Oh yeah, that's a safe bet. Give me that magic check.
13.
13 is not bad. You sense magic all around you. It's swirling very turbulently. You sense it off of your companions. Both of them. You can sense their gems. You sense Nuzglub's. Nuzglub feels weird. He's been feeling weird. He doesn't feel fully like a normal demon these days. He just feels strange. But
Like more so than than other times I've sensed them.
yeah. Yeah, he seems like he's undergoing change himself.
Is he more powerful is he more powerful demony, or is he
Different.
Just more different. He's less demony.
Less demony, if anything. Yeah.
That's what I thought I understood. I was just trying to make sure.
Yeah. There's something
Less
up with him.
demony, more powerful probably, but less demony somehow.
Yeah. So you can sense your companions pretty well, but it's hard to sense further out because like you feel you're almost nauseous from like the tidal wave of magical energy hurtling past you.
Yeah. I suppose in that case, I end up trying to... an addendum I might do to that is while I'm sensing, in those nauseous phases, I'm going to try to purposely sort of like find my sea legs, but in an arcane sense, I'm trying to find a way to be okay with this. So that way I'm trying to build up a resistance for later, so it's easier to read the ebbs and flows in the future.
You're traveling. As you're traveling, you're doing this, and we'll say you focus in on magic not far away. You see in front of you a big steaming crater that kind of blew up part of the mountain that you're walking past. It's glowing red from within.
Like we're here.
You're walking along the side of the mountain, and then in front of you, there's a crater. You can walk up the mountain and go around it, or down the mountain to go around it, but it is directly in front of you. You're pretty close to it. You sense magic within it.
Is it red? Does it feel hot?
Yeah.
Does it feel like fire arcana?
Yeah. You feel fire magic in front of you. You feel heat. You've been seeing these smaller craters around from the volcanic eruption. You've seen some
That's
like
what I was
steaming
gonna ask.
pumice rocks.
Would it be logical to put it together that was a huge rock that exploded from
Yeah, it
the
looks like a
volcano, or
huge
is it-
volcano rock crash here.
Okay.
That is
Does not look like
fair to
meteor or
surmise.
something.
No, it doesn't look like a meteor or anything.
Doesn't have like a bizarre sideways entry. Okay, so nothing doesn't make sense here, but it is some kind of magical arcane fireball crater. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
There's magic from there. It's hard to say specifically if it's just going to persist there. I mean, obviously we have to go around it because I don't see us walking across fire. Dragon-blooded though I am, I'm not exactly immune to heat.
I'm pretty confident with both of your skill sets at this point in time. Neither one of you has a way to put some kind of protective barrier around that so it doesn't spread, right?
I don't have that I don't have that.
That's what I
feeling.
thought. Same. We can walk through rocks, we can sneak in shadows, and I can shoot anything. Anything, anywhere, you name, call the shot. But I can't put a protective field around that. We should record this location for any scholars or anybody. It's the best we can do, here and now.
Not sure how
That
one
is
would,
true.
really. I haven't exactly been mapping as we go.
Oh, I probably have been mapping at night, but not consistently through the day, so that we have some pretty rudimentary map of the trail that we followed. And I'm not
Okay.
mapping by distance because I don't have anything accurate to do it or the tools. I'm mapping by days. It took us this many days to get here. We traveled this many days.
So more
So
like
we're gonna have-
journaling the
Correct. We
trek.
have kind of a journal, with some, some routes and some things sketched where it's like, all right, we tried to go here and there was no trail, so we came back around. So it's by no means a good map, but it could make for a page of notes for a cartographer.
Yeah. Feel free to note in your notes then that it does seem to bear fire magic within it. I'm just not sure exactly what it's doing other than being, really.
Are you gonna avoid it?
Oh yeah. There's no reason to go in there or mess with it.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
If I had like ice magic or something like that, I might mess
Thinking
with
the
it.
same
but,
thing,
like,
ice or water, we might be equipped for this.
Yeah. I could approach it. I mean, I could check it out. I could have enough of a resistance to the heat that if you really wanted to know what was going on with it, I could venture toward it. I don't know about, and check it
I
out.
mean-
But at best, I'm not going to be able to, do anything about that. It's just a self-protection.
is the magic of the fire in the at the bottom of the crater, or is it the liquid itself is magical?
There's no liquid.
There's a redness though.
There's a red
There's a
glow.
crater.
You don't see liquid. You can't see if there's liquid or not.
Oh, there's a red glow. You say?
You see the glow, like the sides of the crater are illuminated red by something hot inside. It could be lava.
In my brain, just what I imagined, even though we haven't approached it yet, is that there is a red hot stone in the middle that is just pure primordial fire stone.
That's a possibility.
I'm
Which
gonna-
is really cool, but again, you don't have ice or fire, so even if we got a chunk of it, we can't put it anywhere.
Well, if you want to try, because if you get hurt, we can save you. If you want to see how viable, if it's basically you're even with your resistance, you're just on fire immediately. Yeah, let's not bother because you're just gonna melt. But if it's it's uncomfortable, but I could probably poke around.
Yeah, I
As
walked
close as
toward
we
it.
can. Why not,
Mhm.
right? Someone has to investigate this crap.
Because
Yeah.
I had the wrong idea of where it was like there was like a magma pool or a fire.
There's no magma pool.
There could
in
be
there.
one, but
It could be one, but you don't see one.
Yeah, I think there's a red hot chunk of stone in the middle that looks like a meteor, but is not a meteor. That's what I think we're gonna find.
I step toward the heat to find out.
You approach the edge of the crater. You look down in it. Your face is just immediately hit with heat. And so the crater is just a big, nice semi-sphere, into the side of this hill. And at the bottom of it, you see flames swirling around. Like, sort of like they're kind of bobbing and moving around in a circle. It's really strange fire behavior.
Yeah, does it look like it has a source, or is it just kind of...
You can't see a source. You just see fire.
I get so close as to be able to touch it. But before I would, does any such source come into view?
It's fire through and through in here. You do not see a source. As you reach out to touch it, the fire grows into like kind of a column. And then out of it comes two appendages. As you kind of see like a weird face show up. And it makes a high-pitched kind of noise. And then... Does 13 hit?
No, not with my new shield.
A bolt of fire hurtles through you. You put your shield up, and it bursts against it.
Well, that didn't sound good. I say from outside.
You guys see a bright light. You hear a scream. Some high-pitched thrill coming from something down there. But yeah, Temo. It's your turn.
I go ahead and summon the gauntlet. Right as the fire dissipates off the shield, the gauntlet appears, and I swing, and I do like a hook, and it's sort of like almost like as if almost a motion like to wave it out, but it's a full swing with this gauntlet. Let's throw that. 18.
That's a hit.
Hits. What would be 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. You don't feel like you connect with much, but as your gauntlet goes through, you feel resistance, and it makes a sound like it doesn't like it.
I shout, the fire's alive, I say as while I'm down there. That's it, pretty much.
Of course it is. I say while we're up there.
Do either of you care to join in the initiative? Because you have to choose.
I will. I will. I just
you run to the top of the crater. You're now in initiative. Gary.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Both of you are in initiative.
I feel like I was probably on the edge making perception checks this whole time anyways, like passively just staring, waiting to see what happens.
Oh, well then you can go. Corbinian has to wait for the next set of turns.
I feel like that's what we would have both been doing, right?
Doesn't sound like
well,
Corbinian
for me, I was
watching.
probably doing a lot of this, like just feeling the magical aura, and then when I heard the bang, it's like I wasn't really paying attention to a fight. I was trying to feel what the magic was going to do.
Yeah, I'm definitely there, and probably was not aimed in, probably didn't have my crossbow drawn. I was probably just watching intently. So, I would draw my crossbow, which I think I always keep loaded because I always kept my gun loaded. What's the point of having a crossbow if you're not going to shoot it?
Plus, you walk around with a loaded crossbow perfectly fine.
Yeah, I definitely would. It's
kind of the point.
Stupid not to. Yeah, right? You're a step behind if you're not already loaded. you know, you lose that gunfight. And Cedric's not the kind to lose a gunfight.
Roll
So I
that
pulled
shit,
out the
dog.
loaded crossbow. I have the aim action.
Woo!
Boom. That's what I was trying to make sure. That's why I was talking about all that.
Oh, yeah, no, I
stupid-
know.
Yeah.
No, I rolled a 23 to
Miss.
hit
No, I'm just kidding. That's a hit.
and 14 little damage bones,
14 damage bones.
which I have to think is probably halved because this is a fire elemental and it probably doesn't take full piercing damage.
More as the bolt approaches it, you see the fire catch onto the wood of your bolt.
Oh, that pisses me off.
But it does go in, and he still doesn't seem to like it. Like, he makes a noise, like he recognizes that he's been shot. But you do notice that wooden bolts are noticeably weakened against
Deep
this creature.
inside, Cedric is disappointed because that is not ammo that can be reclaimed.
No, not at all. It's gone. And did you say you were watching as well, Hazar?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
definitely saying.
go ahead and give it a shot
Shoot.
if that's what you're choosing to do.
How far away are we from from the big bright light and the smoke? Like
What do you-
yards wise.
Oh, like the fire down below you, the fire creature.
Yeah.
Yards.
It matters because my range is a lot shorter than his.
I feel like no more than 10 accounts for like the distance and the height.
Oh, he's a lot closer than I thought he was.
Yeah, he's like down. Like, you guys are standing on top of a hole that was like broken by something shattering into the ground, and then he's at the bottom. And it's not a very big hole.
Yeah, I'll fire down.
Kapow! You hit Temma. She's magnetic. That's a hit.
19,
Did you?
13 damage.
13 damage. You see it like sort of disrupt his form as it blasts through him. It hits the ground more or less, but it does. The fire is starting to get smaller. It's gonna go. And it's going to lob a bolt of fire up at Hazar Steelflame. It absolutely hits you. And so it's going to do 7 damage.
Between my armor and my tattoos, nothing happens. I withstand the blow. Like, probably the fire hits me and it hits to the tattoo, and the fire just kind of slides off of it. Like,
And-
the fire slides along the tattoo.
And then I use the ability Set Aflame with my stunt points. You are on fire. Yeah, you're on fire.
Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when it's your turn. You've been booned though, so that's good.
We
Temma.
delicious in dungeon.
We're about to be if we get cooked. So anyway, I first will activate my guardian thing. Oh geez, actually, how far away would Harzar be?
He's 10 yards.
Within time.
Diagonal. Like up.
In that case, I will move back. I'll move back 6 yards worth to be just close enough to kind of intercept. To activate the guardianship.
Okay.
I guess at that point, it would be in. I don't know. So I'm trying to decide. I guess would it be another major action? Would it be a major action to use a second minor action, effectively just to turn the gauntlet into a javelin?
Don't you get more than one minor action?
You have a minor and a major.
Okay. Yeah, you
want
can.
to do 2 minors. You need to you transform a major into a minor.
You can turn a
Oh, that's
turning a
right,
major
yeah.
into a minor is fine. Yeah.
That's basically what I do. Yeah, I shinny back. I play interference between the creature and Harzar and turn
Shing!
my
You-
gauntlet into a javelin instead. And I have sort of this, hunkered behind the shield, javelin poking over the top. And
The
that's my
shaft
turn.
of your javelin is shaped like a elongated human body bound by ropes, and the spear erupts from his screaming mouth, like the tip.
Iconic.
It's sort of ripping the sides of his face open. It's too big for his mouth. It's pretty fun. I like demon weapons. They're cool. So,
Two flash gang signs at me.
I think I accidentally put up the white power symbol, actually. For the record, I am Middle Eastern and do not condone white supremacy. My bad. It used to be A-OK, and they ruined it. So, yeah.
We're taking it back.
That was Temo's turn. Gary, it is Cedric Diggory's turn.
I reload and fire without aim this time.
Fair enough.
I rolled a 14 to hit with 2 stunty munties.
That is what you needed to hit.
I have 3 stunty munties because I know Corbinian.
He's your friend.
I'm gonna use. Yeah, he is. I'm gonna use 1 to rapid reload and the other 2 to add a d6. It costs 2, right? Yeah. that's what
Mighty
I
blow,
thought.
yeah.
Yes. Here's a d6. That's a 6. I like that. And here comes the damage. No aim. Here we go. 18 damage
Nice.
plus another d6 for 24 altogether. And then split it into however fire elementals take damage.
You managed to shoot right as he's like reforming, and poof, you hit him, and it disperses him. He sort of like gets sucked into your bolt that's sticking in the ground, and he sort of burns it to charcoal as he disappears.
that? I'm not even sure what to aim for. I yell from the top of the ledge.
Hazar, it is your turn. We'll stay in turn order because you are on fire. So take 4 penetrating damage.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ow.
What are you doing on your turn?
Stop, drop, and roll. I'm trying to smother the fire out.
Okay.
Drop and roll. Seems like 2 actions. Seems like you're good. That's an action to drop in a movement. Plus, you still have a minor. You could use it to roll even more.
You can indeed put the fire out with a minor action. Yes.
Oh,
that's
just
all
a
it
minor.
Yeah. That's what it says.
Doesn't take the whole
You
turn.
or a character within 2 yards of you can put you out by spending a minor action.
So, spend a minor putting it out. Is it dissipated? Is it like dead, or is it still there?
It seems to be gone.
Okay. Yeah, minor action just. Funny enough, the first minor action. Well, actually, no, I would be putting myself out because I don't have time to empty my hands. So I drop my musket and try to start patting myself down so I don't set fire to my black powder.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you didn't put yourself out this turn, I was going to make your black powder explode. I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I was very excited to do that to you.
That's why you kept us in turn order.
Yeah, because I wanted him to blow up. It'd be funny.
That's good. That's good.
If he did anything other than put himself out, I was going to be like, well,
Yeah.
guess what blows up?
I wondered what was going on here. I knew something was afoot. I knew there was something going on here.
Sometimes there's a puzzle going on that I don't tell you that you're doing, and if you do it wrong, I kill you.
I like that.
That's
Well,
how...
Didn't think I'd have to do a fire drill like that anytime soon, but I'm glad I took those lessons seriously. And that's why we treat our clothing the way we do as well. It makes fires spread a lot less vigorously. Please tell me something fell out of it, some magical stone or thread of the world or something, so we didn't just nearly set myself on fire over this stupid thing, because I grabbed the musket off the ground, mildly irritated.
And it looks like you set yourself on fire for no reason.
The bolt in the ground is glowing red hot. That's all that remains.
I actually go down and pick it up and I like retrieve it for Cedric. Is it hot to the touch?
Yeah, it's hot.
Does it like not disintegrate or anything?
Nope.
I say, the other one's burnt, but you might be able to use this one. And I offer it back to Cedric. It's a little warm.
I'll be damned.
A firebolt?
An ever-burning firebolt.
It looks like it.
It does seem to be imbued with fire magic, yeah. I thought it was a cool thing to happen since you are the one that killed it with a fucking bolt. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is really cool. I was thinking earlier we could go down there and light a torch and have an ever-burning torch, but I don't really want to carry around an ever-burning torch as a stealth guy. It's not really... It's cool, but I don't want to do it.
And we do have Harzar's flashlight.
But an ever-burning crossbow bolt is pretty effing sick. You can hide it or use it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do have a firebolt, and if you use it, we'll cross what happens.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys are standing near this crater, victorious, on your way about halfway to the shore. You can still see lava flowing from the mountain in the distance. Black smoke chokes the air. As you stand in the brand new world that has been wrought. That's where we're going to end tonight's game. Hope you had fun. I had a blast. Thank you everyone for watching.
A blast.
This has been Fantasy Age 2nd Edition from Green Run and Publishing. And I have been the board game guru and game master extraordinaire, Jahananan.
It's me, Casualty CDG, co-host of Fresh Out the Box and Fresh Out the Podcast. That's where we talk about movies, video games, and streaming shows, except that we haven't done it the past 2 weeks because... Congratulations, Drew. Congratulations, Drew had a little human baby.
Congratulations to our co-host for having his second child.
Yeah. We took some time off the podcast, but it is still real. It does still exist. You can find us over here doing tabletop role-playing game stuff. In the meantime, he's doing a little paternity break. I think we might be doing a little show break for a few weeks. I'm not sure. Once he feels up to hobbies instead of dad stuff, we'll be back on the podcast. Until then, come join us for some fun and exciting games. We'll be playing Avatar by Magpie Games. We'll be playing that tomorrow, doing our last Airbender thing. And thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for being here, and we can't wait to see you guys again next week.
I guarantee it's better than the Netflix show.
And I've been AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. You can follow me at ElectricMechCHSR over on X, or you can follow me here on Twitch under Corbinian, as I do Fantasy Age, Second Age stuff in historical fantasy, Napoleonic warfare. We're coming up on the finale of the current season this Saturday. Monday we do Fabula Ultima. They're going on a new adventure. Hopefully it's going to go well. Tuesday, Star Trek Adventures. And they just got through their own arc there as well. So lots of new beginnings for me coming up soon. And also, there's other streams that happen. But if you want to see when those happen, you just have to follow me. Sorry.
And it's me, Erin Bombier. I am a game designer with Adventure Sling Productions. We've been doing the New of Arden thing, which is hitting the next stage of development. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's really exciting. It's very exciting. And we will be talking a lot more about it here pretty soon. Yeah, it's really cool. If you want to know what that's about, you can go to adventuresling.com. We do have a very early, the system is actually, to me, it feels kind of laughably rudimentary from where we've developed it since, but it has it gives you an idea of what the world is like, gives you an idea of the system that we've built for it from the ground up. You can check it out, you can download it, you can play a little adventure that we wrote, and just get an idea of what it's like. Beside that, you can also check out the Adventure Slang podcast, another wonderful podcast, in my humble opinion, where we talk to different people in the tabletop gaming community. Different people doing different kinds of things, all of it within the sphere of what we do here, the hobbies we enjoy. Check it out, definitely.
I've heard
And
of that
otherwise,
podcast. A lot of people are talking about that podcast these days. A lot of people
Yeah.
are talking about it.
Some pretty cool people have been on it.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool people.
Some pretty cool people have been on it, I would
Been on
say,
it.
yeah.
Pretty cool
And
people.
I'm the one who invented that phrase. I invented it. Anyways, so, I'll see you all next week here. Otherwise, thanks again.
Thanks everyone for watching. Stay fresh.